In this session, we are going to discuss themes and techniques of the poem A Bird Came Down the Walk. Write down first theme, T-H-E-M-E, theme. The theme of law of survival, LAW. The theme of law of survival in nature and the man's distance and the man's distance and the man's distance from nature. The theme of the theme of law of survival, the theme of law of survival in nature and the man's distance from nature. Go on writing. The poem manifests how animals mutually depend on each other for survival. For survival. For survival. Every animal has to sacrifice to guarantee the continuous process of nature. Continuous process of nature. Process of nature. In this nature's law in this nature's law, there is no sense of sense, S-E-N-S-E, sense of sympathy and mercy. Jealousy or greediness. Jealousy or greediness. Jealousy or greediness. Jealousy or greediness. The bird in the poem kills the angleworm, out of its hunger, but it spares, S-P-A-R-E-S, spares the life of the beetle as its hunger is already satisfied. Already satisfied. Already satisfied. The other theme associated with this poem is man's means minisage in arte, man's place in nature. As a result of, next sentence, as a result of man's proud and selfish character, he has been rejected by nature. Full stop. He does not respect nature's laws He does not respect nature's laws and often destroys the balance in nature by his selfish actions. Therefore, other animals consider man other animals consider man as their greatest enemy and keeps away from him. And keeps away from him. The bird's rejection of the poet's food. The bird's rejection of the poet's food implies, I-M-P-L-I-S, implies that meaning. Okay. Now write down next title, the techniques used in the poem. 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 Write down number 1. Personification. Personification. What is personified here? A bird. Write down. A bird is personified. A bird is personified as a stranger, as a stranger that enters the poet's garden, that enters the poet's garden. Next technique, simile. Simile. There are two similes. There are two similes used to imply, there are two similes used to imply the fear in the bird's heart. The fear in the bird's heart. Please quote. Like frightened beasts. Wait just a minute. He stirred his velvet. Sorry. They look like frightened beasts. Quote the line. They look like frightened beasts. And the other simile. Like one in danger. Like one in danger. They are the two similes that manifest birds' fear. Third technique, first person point of view. It is the poet who is engaged, E-N-G-A-G-E-D, who is engaged with it is the poet who is engaged with the bird's action and describes those actions, describes those from her point of view. From her point of view. Fourth technique, fourth one, poetic enjambment. Poetic enjambment. Poetic enjambment. Share the screen. It is a technique in which one line is divided. One line is divided, divided, divided in between two stanzas. Two stanzas. Go on writing, full stop. For example, the last line of the third stanza, the last line of the third stanza, continuous, C-O-N-T-I-N-I-U-S, continuous as, continuous as, continuous as the first line of the fourth stanza. First line of the fourth stanza. What did this say? He stirred his velvet head. Keep few dots. It means continuation. Then keep few dots. It means continuation begins here. Like one in danger. This is a poetic enjambment. This is poetic enjambment. Go on writing. There is another enjambment between the fourth and the last stanzas. The fourth and the last stanzas. The fourth and the last stanzas. For these lines, and rowed him softer home than oars divide the ocean. Next technique, tone. The poet's tone is full of full of awe. Awe means fear. Wonder and admiration. ADMI, admiration. About the bird's strange actions. About the bird's strange actions. Next technique. Regular versification. Write down. All stanzas of the poem are written in four-line structure. F-O-U-R. Four-line structure. Versification, there is spelling error, V-E-R. Four-line structure. Four-line structure. That is called regular versification. Every stanza has equal number of lines, 4 lines. Remember that name, regular versification. Equal number of lines. There are 5 stanzas. All 5 stanzas have 4 lines each. 7th one, sound devices. Sound devices. Write down. Rhyming. There is enrhyming. There is enrhyming. There is enrhyming. There is enrhyming. With the pattern of with the pattern of with the pattern of A, B, C, B. With the pattern of A, B, C, B. Please quote this stanza. Now walk A. So B, house, different sound. C and raw, again B. So raw, they rhyme. Right. Rhyming. Then look for assonance, ASSONANCE. Next technique. Assonance, vowel rhyming. Vowel rhyming. Please quote this line. He did not know I saw. He did not know I saw. Right. What are the similar vowel sounds? Not O. Underline. No O. Underline. So O. He did not know I saw. Assonance. Right. Next technique. You can find out more example for assonance. Now you know them. Alliteration. Alliteration. Example. Right. Two silver for a seam. Sir, underline sir sound. Seam sir sound. Alteration, repetition of consonantal sound. Another alteration example. Or butterflies of bang. B, underline, B sound. Bangs, B sound. Of noon. Right. There may be many other examples for these sound devices. Please check yourself and find them out. At the examination, they are questioned. At the examination, they are questioned. Right. These are some salient, distinctive poetic devices used in the poem. I think it may be enough for you. In our next discussion, next session, we'll do some contextual questions. Context questions in our next session. Context questions that may appear at the examination.